Welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather Corinne. Today we're going to be crocheting these adorable little candy corn coasters or garland. These are super quick and simple, and they make the perfect fall or Halloween home decor. This video is a visual tool to go along with the written pattern, which can be found on my blog, and I'll link that down below for you. I highly recommend working alongside the blog and the video at the same time so that you can pause and continue if you're not going as fast as I'm crocheting, and I'll probably also speed up as well. We're using 3 colors of worsted weight yarn today. A size G or 4mm crochet hook. And we'll also need some handy dandy scissors and a tapestry needle for weaving in the ends. So let's get started on these cute little candy corns. Is it candy corn or candy corns with an S on the end? We're going to begin with the yellow colored yarn. I think this might be gold. We're going to create a slip knot for our hook. And then we're going to chain 17 chain stitches. For row 1, we're going to single crochet in each stitch across. So that's going to be 16 total stitches for row 1. Oh my goodness, this yarn is just not working well for me this afternoon. All right, let's try this again. Single crochet in each stitch across until we have 16 single crochet into the chain stitches. All right, here we are at the end of row 1. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to chain 1 at the end of every row. I'm not going to repeat that every single time, but just know we're always going to chain 1 before we turn the work around. For row 2, we're going to single crochet decrease in the first stitch. So how I'm going to do that is insert the hook, pull up a loop, insert the hook into the next stitch as well, and pull up a loop. And then pull through all 3 of those loops to create a decrease. And then we're going to single crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. So that's going to be the next 14 stitches. So that'll be a total of 15 stitches for row 2. For row 3, we're going to decrease in the first stitch and then single crochet in the next 13 stitches. So here we go with the decrease. And then single crochet in the next 13 stitches for a total of 14 stitches for row 3. For row 4, we're going to single crochet decrease and then single crochet in the next 12 stitches. So here is the decrease. And single crochet in the next 12 stitches. That's going to be a total of 13 stitches for row 4. For row 5, we're going to decrease, single crochet in the next 11 stitches, but on that last stitch we're going to switch to orange. So here we go with a decrease, and then single crochet in the next 11 stitches. So here we are coming up on our last stitch. We're going to insert the hook and pull up a loop, and then pull through those 2 loops with the orange yarn. So we'll pull tight on both of those loose tails so that we can begin our working yarn with the orange and chain 1 to turn the work around. To begin row 6, we're going to decrease in the first stitches and then single crochet in the next 10 stitches. So, whoops, that's way too many pieces of yarn. Let's try that again. Decrease in the first and then single crochet in the next 10 stitches until we get to the end of this row. That's going to be a total of 11 stitches for row 6. So now you have a choice on whether or not you want to tie off or carry your colors throughout the rest of this project. I'm going to do the tie off method just because that seems to be a little bit more simple for beginners. So I'm just going to trim this yarn with a long enough tail to weave in our ends. And then tie a simple little double knot just so that the ends aren't coming unraveled while I'm working on it. For row 7, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So here is that decrease, and then single crochet in the next 9 stitches. That's going to be a total of 10 stitches for row 7. For row 8, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So here's that decrease, and then single crochet in the next 8 stitches for a total of 9 stitches for row 8. For row 9, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So here's the decrease, and then single crochet in the next 7 stitches for a total of 8 stitches for row 9. Row 10, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 6 stitches, but we're also going to switch to white at the end of this row as well. So here we go with the decrease, and then single crochet in the next 6 stitches. And on that last stitch, we're going to switch to our last color, which is white. So we're going to insert the hook and pull up a loop, but then pull through those 2 loops with our next color, which is going to be white. I don't know how I got a little knot in here. There we go. I'm going to pull through with the white yarn. We'll pull the loose ends tight on the back side, and the white now becomes our working yarn. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And to begin row 11, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 5 stitches for a total of 6 stitches for row 11. So here I'm going to go ahead and snip off the orange end and just double knot it to the beginning of the white, just so that it doesn't come unraveled. And we'll move on to row 12. Row 12, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 4 stitches for a total of 5 stitches for row 12. For row 13, we're going to decrease and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So that's going to be 4 stitches for row 13. For row 14, we're going to decrease and single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that's going to be a total of 3 stitches for row 14. Row 15, we're going to single crochet decrease and single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and that is the last row for our candy corn. So if you'd like, you can pause here and weave in all these ends, or you continue to create the border and then weave in the ends at the very end. So we're not tying off with this cream yet. We're going to continue going down the left side to create a single crochet border, changing colors as needed. So we've just chained 1. We're going to turn to the left and begin single crocheting down this left side until we get to the orange. On the last stitch of white, we're going to switch to orange. Pull the loose ends tight on the back side. I'm really struggling today with the loose ends. And continue single crocheting down the orange until we've reached the yellow. On the last stitch of orange, we're going to switch to the yellow yarn. And then continue single crocheting around. So as you hit the corner, you're going to chain 1 and then continue crocheting down the other side. That chain 1 kind of helps keep the corner point. And so we're just going to keep single crocheting down this side. And then when we reach the other corner, we're going to chain one to continue going down the other side. And now we're just going to repeat the steps from the beginning of the border where we're switching colors is as needed down the opposite side. The only difference here is that I chose to carry the yarn across the back side of the coaster instead of tie off in between, just because I don't want to keep growing the amount of tails that are on the back of this candy corn. So to do that, I found the working piece of orange yarn and pulled it across the back side, not too tight because you want the coaster to lie flat before switching colors. So here we're coming up on this last corner at the bottom. We chain one, and then I'm going to single crochet across and slip stitch. That's the beginning of where we started our border, so I'm slip stitching to complete the border. And that is our full coaster. You kind of have to flatten it out to get everything to lay correctly. So we're going to snip off this white yarn, and then we're also going to snip off the other two colors of working yarn, and then we'll start working on all of these fun ends. I don't know about you, but I enjoy weaving in ends because it's just so comforting to take chaos and make it look neat. So here's what we're going to end up with the other ones. So I'm just going to get the tapestry needle and start working on the back of all of these. Actually, first I'm going to tie off any of the ones that I didn't double knot during the border just so that they don't come unraveled. So I'm just going to go through and kind of double knot a couple of these. And just know that if you had decided not to tie off in between each color change, you just sort of had a lot of yarn carries back and forth across the backside, but not a bunch of tails to weave in. So it's really just a personal choice. So now we have our handy dandy tapestry needle. I'll show you my favorite way to weave in ends. If you followed me for a while now, you know this is how I always do my weaving in. I cannot remember who I learned this technique from, but I love it. We're just going to run the needle through maybe 3 to 5 stitches in one direction, and then skip one stitch and run it back through those same stitches in the opposite direction. We're going to gently tug it and then snip it off, and you can't even tell that there was a tail there. So I'm about to do the same thing 50 billion times, and I'll catch you at the end when we have a clean candy corn. If you're enjoying this tutorial and you've made it this far, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Your support really allows me to continue creating these free tutorials for you, and so I really appreciate it so much. And here we are with our completed candy corn. See, it looks just like the rest of them. And this is going to be the back side. So now we have the perfect little coasters, or you can string them together to use as a cute little fall garland. I actually have almost enough to make like a candy corn pie over here. If you enjoyed crocheting with me today, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you very soon for another fun tutorial. Happy crocheting, and thanks for watching.